Have you ever read a book that made you stop and think about the world in a whole new way? To Kill a Mockingbird by Harper Lee is one of those rare books. It's a story that's not just about the characters inside its pages, but also about the real world outside of it. Even though it was published back in 1960, this novel still speaks to readers today. But why? What makes this story so powerful? And what's the deeper meaning behind it? Let's start with the basics. To Kill a Mockingbird takes place in a small town in Alabama during the 1930s, a time when racism and injustice were a big part of everyday life. The story is told through the eyes of a young girl named Scout Finch. She's curious, smart, and honest, just the kind of voice we need to guide us through this powerful story. Her father, Atticus Finch, is a lawyer who believes in doing what's right, even when it's not popular. At the heart of the novel is a court case. Atticus is defending a black man named Tom Robinson, who's been accused of a crime he didn't commit. The trial reveals how deep racism runs in the town. Even with clear evidence that Tom is innocent, many people still want him found guilty just because of the color of his skin. This is where the book's biggest message begins to unfold. One of the major themes of the novel is justice what it is, and how often it's denied to people who need it the most. Through the trial, Harper Lee shows us that the legal system doesn't always protect the innocent, especially when prejudice gets in the way. Tom Robinson becomes a symbol of the many people in history who have been judged unfairly not by their actions, but by their race, background, or social class. Another key idea in the novel is empathy. Atticus famously tells Scout, "You never really understand a person until you consider things from his point of view, till you climb into his skin and walk around in it." This simple line carries so much weight. It's about learning to see the world through someone else's eyes. Whether it's Boo Radley, the mysterious neighbor everyone gossips about, or Tom Robinson, who faces a cruel world with quiet dignity, each character teaches us that people are more than what they seem. Let's talk about Boo Radley for a second. At first, he's treated like a scary ghost story by the children. They imagine wild things about him and are afraid of his house. But by the end of the book, Boo is revealed to be gentle, kind, and even heroic. He saves Scout and her brother Jem from danger without ever asking for anything in return. His story reminds us not to judge people too quickly. Sometimes those who seem the most different or distant are the ones who understand us best. So why is the book called To Kill a Mockingbird? Well, mockingbirds in the story represent innocence. They do nothing but sing and bring beauty to the world. That's why Atticus tells his children it's a sin to kill a mockingbird. It's a metaphor. Tom Robinson is a mockingbird, nascent, kind, but still hurt by a cruel world. Boo Radley is another one. Both are misunderstood and harmed by society, even though they've done no wrong. The title reminds us to protect the innocent, to speak up when we see unfairness, and to never lose our sense of what's right. What's really incredible is how this book continues to matter even decades later. Why? Because the issues it talks about, racism, unfair treatment, standing up for justice, are still with us today. Reading this novel helps us understand the past so we can do better in the future. It also shows us the importance of courage. Atticus doesn't just teach it, he lives it. He stands up for what's right, even when the whole town turns against him. He teaches Scout and Jem that real bravery isn't about having a weapon or fighting back. It's about standing firm when you know you're doing the right thing, even when it's hard, even when it hurts. And let's not forget Scout. As she grows up through the story, she learns lessons that shape the way she sees the world. She learns about kindness, about prejudice, about what it means to be fair and human. In many ways, To Kill a Mockingbird is also a coming-of-age story, one that shows how understanding and compassion are choices we make as we grow older. So what's the meaning behind To Kill a Mockingbird? It's about more than just one trial or one town. It's about learning to see people for who they really are. It's about standing up when it's easier to stay silent. It's about protecting those who can't protect themselves. Most of all, it's about remembering that doing what's right is always worth it, even if you're the only one doing it. This book invites us to ask hard questions. Are we judging others without understanding them? Are we brave enough to speak up when something is wrong? Are we helping to build a world that's more fair for everyone? To Kill a Mockingbird doesn't give us easy answers, but it does give us a guide to lead with empathy, to choose justice, and to always remember the mockingbirds, the innocent ones who need our voice the most. So next time you open the book or hear someone talk about it, remember, this isn't just a story from the past. It's a lesson for today and a challenge for all of us to be a little more like Atticus and a little more like Scout, because sometimes the most powerful stories are the ones that help us become better people.